Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, I've had a lot of new military stuff go on recently that I wasn't able to update y'all on in here because YouTube gave me a strike, and it instead of only me not being able to upload new content for a week, I wasn't able to upload new content for months. So, but now I'm back. So I was gonna fill y'all in a little bit of been going on since the last time I made an update on here. I did go to MEPS. I did pass my physical. Did great on everything. Everything was good. Um, it was an experience. I stayed at the hotel overnight in St. Louis, and then in the morning, really super early in the morning, around 4:30 or so, got a wake up call. And I actually didn't hear. My roommate heard it, and I kind of woke up whenever he was getting up. I was like, dude, I didn't even hear the phone ring. But um, as soon as all that happened, we had a briefing early in the morning before we got on the bus. Then we got on the bus and went to MEPS. When we got to MEPS, we stood in line for forever and a few different lines. And they made sure that they were wanting to make sure that none of us had any weapons, mace, knives, anything sharp. One person did have a knife actually, and got escorted out, and I did not see him return. So I'm guessing that he wasn't able to enlist. So if y'all are going, make sure you go through your bag before, especially somebody like me, because I brought the bag that I normally use for my hunting stuff, which isn't in here, or I would show y'all. It's just a camo bag, and I went through it completely first, but I'm sure this kid probably had a knife in his bag and just packed the bag and didn't check about the knife and, got himself in some trouble. So before y'all go to MEPS, y'all make sure when you're packing to make sure that there's no weapons in your bag. So there was that. After that, we went through metal detector, had to take our belts off, and some people I think had to take their shoes off if they were wearing boots. And any of the other items that you had to put in this thing that goes through a metal detector, X-ray machine thingy. And then you yourself walk through one, and then you proceed into your MEPS process. The first thing they're going to do to you when you get in there is they check your blood pressure, which is one of the things I was super worried about, because whenever I was going through a really stressful period in my life, which is when my first wife passed away, my blood pressure was pretty high at that time, and so I was afraid that, you know, I might have issues with it at MEPS, especially since I was going to be nervous. It was a little high, but that was from nervousness and went down, and I was well within the means of enlistment. I think the max it can be is 140 over 90. I think I went in the measurement that they took and that they kept was 132 over 80 something. But whatever. It would have been lower than that, but literally I was sitting there nervous, super nervous. But they help you with that. If that's something that you are nervous about, being at MEPS, they don't just fail you. Like what they did with me is they checked it in. You're like, oh, your blood pressure's high. We'll check it again in an hour. So that's what they did. After that, as soon as I got done with my blood pressure, I went and done the hearing test. And then after that, I done the vision test. The hearing test, there's like 6 booths inside of this big cubicle soundproof room with a window on it. And you go sit there on a stool facing the wall with a clicker in your hand, and they tell you what side to put the blue and the red on and make sure it's secure good. And I took my hearing test. It took about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. I'm not sure how long it took. It might have been a little bit longer than that. Then you take the vision test, which is basically you put your head up against that black thing and you look through the slot and you got to read the numbers. And they check check you for make sure you're not colorblind with the little different colored dots, and you got to tell them which number is in there. And I passed that also. And then after that, I believe that I did the portion where you have to strip down and duck walk and stuff like that. I actually just did the duck walk and stuff in the actual doctor's office. So when it was just me and him in there, it was actually a lot harder than I thought it would be, the duck walking portion, because you have to heel to step, like step on your heel, then roll your foot, and stuff. They want to make sure that you ain't got all kind of popping and cracking going on. And they check your other stuff. They check your hands. They check, they make you hold your hands out. They check range of motion and stuff like that. They hold your arm out, and they either pull or push down your arm, push up or push down your arm, make sure that, and tell you to resist, to make sure that you're or of a decent strength to be able to handle all this stuff. They look at your butthole. They look at your, if you're a girl, they'll look at your butthole still. If you're a dude, they're going to look at it, and they're also going to check your, genital area. That's the best way I can put it. So, guy, they're going to check your penis and your testicles. If you're a girl, they're going to check the contents of your vagina. I guess the reason why they do that stuff is to make sure that you don't have any type of anal prolapse or any type of issues down there, hemorrhoids or anything they need to know about. Also, they check girls and guys for a hernia, I believe. Obviously, they want to make sure that the girl's vaginal area is healthy. They want to make sure that the guy's penis area is healthy. So they check that stuff. Then you get your height and weight done. You also will pee in a cup. You'll also get a blood test done. The blood test is specifically for STDs. I think the main one they're looking for is HIV, AIDS, and stuff like that. And you don't find the results there. If they don't call you, you're good. If you get a call, you're not good. So after all that stuff's over, if you haven't already previously taken your ASVAB test, sometimes that will be the first thing you do at MEPS. I took that a month or two before my physical, though. After the blood test and stuff like that, what most people, I believe, would do at that point, if they didn't have this another crazy waiver and other stuff they have to do, is you go directly into swearing in, and then sitting down with a Navy liaison, in my case, or in your case, would be Army or Marine Corps, whatever you're doing, or Air Force, whatever, and pick your job and a ship-off date. I did not get to do that because once my physical was done, the doctor will go over with you before your duck walk and stuff like that. We'll go over all of your past medical health stuff. So at my age, since I'm the age that I am at 33 years old, I had a lot on there that I had to go through, and I had a lot of explaining to do. At first, when you get in there, they purposely make you sound like a liar. Like he did it on purpose. He's like, it doesn't look good, You weren't being very honest because there's all this and all that, And I was like, well, how am I supposed to remember all of that? And I explained those portions, and, they went over the anxiety medication. I told them why I was on that. But since I was on it, and was seeing somebody for more than a year, they had to tell me that I was unfit for service because of that, and I had to get a waiver. So it was super easy. I paid for it myself. It was $355 to see a specialist in Columbia, Missouri. And as soon as I got the results, I gave them to my recruiter. My recruiter submitted them. Like 2 or 3 days later, I was approved. They're letting people in right now that, cut themselves in the past and stuff like that, and other issues. So I knew that I was going to be good, and I'm super happy about all that stuff turning out in my favor. Also, now at this point, they were setting me up another MEPS date, was going to be the 21st, which is in tomorrow, the 21st. I was going to go stay at the hotel overnight today. Right now it's like 3 o'clock in the morning on the 20th, so I get off of work sometimes super early in the morning or super earlier. So excuse me, I have like really bad heartburn right now. I ate too much pizza. Okay, so my recruiter was going to send me to do it that way, where basically tomorrow I would be going to MEPS and getting fingerprinted, and then meeting with somebody about my tattoo, and they were going to send off my tattoo packet. But instead of me having to do that, I'm going to go to my recruiter's office and sit down with a Navy officer that's over a bunch of the recruiting in the area, and he's gonna ask me a bunch of questions about my tattoos, why I got this one, why I want to enlist in the Navy, and similar stuff like that. And then if he approves me, they will send off my tattoo packet, and as soon as he's done with me, a recruiter is going to take me to MEPS so I can fingerprint. There's one issue with the fingerprinting right now is because I just yesterday or the day before, I got a ticket, a seatbelt ticket. In Missouri, it's only a $10 ticket. Everybody always is something that is easily forgotten sometimes to forget to put on your seatbelt. Obviously, I don't think that you can enlist if you have any pending charges, even traffic charges. So I'm gonna have to call today the recruiter there and let her know what's going on and if I should still come tomorrow, because I can't pay this ticket and have it taken care of and no longer pending until after 10 days. It takes 10 days to get into the system so I could pay it. So there's a lot of stuff like that I have been pushing off, like vehicle related stuff. There's some things that I got to get fixed on it and other stuff like that that I have been pushing off because of the amount of money things are costing recently. And so I've been waiting for my tax returns. But anyways, that's where I'm at right now with my enlistment process. Could be better. It could be worse. I could already be in, and done with boot camp, or I could get told, "Hey, man, you're not getting in." But I've been in this process for I believe over a year now. It's crazy, and but my recruiters have been sticking in there with me. Actually, the first recruiter that I had was a good dude, but I just I understood things on their side that it was so much easier for them to get people in right out of high school and get them right into the Navy. For me, there's been so much stuff, so much paperwork. My tattoo packet by itself is huge, along with my medical packet. Like they can get kids in from school that have nothing, no paperwork really to do. They check their medical history, nothing. They check their criminal history, nothing. Their age, everything like that's great. They get to MEPS, pass their physical, pass their tests, swear in, and get their ship off date. Go back to MEPS again, get their tickets, and fly away. I wish mine would have been that easy, but unfortunately, it wasn't. But I'm sticking in there, and I'll continue to update y'all on how it goes. I'll let you know if I do end up. I'll put another video on here tomorrow. If I do end up going to MEPS and seeing the recruiter about the tattoo waiver and stuff like that. They have originally, did initially tell me that this would be approved. But another fiscal year has went by since then, so there, stuff has changed again, and this definitely isn't a 1-inch diameter neck tattoo. It is huge. So yeah, it goes all the way down to my chest. But hey, it is what it is. They're letting me in. They let you in with tons of other tattoos. I had tattoos everywhere. I don't believe at all on my own that tattoos are any type of reflection on your character unless they're obviously gang related or jailhouse tattoos or anything like that. These aren't. These are all professional tattoos. So I just wish that the military would be a lot less strict on tattoo policies. But it is what it is. They have gotten a lot less strict, or I would have enlisted years ago. So it is what it is. I'm just the Navy is the only one that would accept me. I do believe that would have pretty much been my choice anyways. My great grandfather was a sailor. My grandfather was in the Army, but I believe that this is going to be a fun experience. So, anyways, I'll keep y'all tuned in. Y'all stay tuned in. I'll keep y'all informed. So stick around, like and subscribe. Jesus loves you. I love you, and I'll see you soon.